everybody and God bless. So just a quick background before I get into this dream. I was going through my Grammarly, and that is a website for, if you have any essays or anything like that to work on. I've had Grammarly for years, and I had came across something that I had wrote years ago. Now, I do not have the date on there, but I know for a fact, based off of my writing style and everything like that, I most likely wrote this in either 10th or 11th grade, especially because I mentioned something about school at the end of what I'm about to read to you guys, and the way that I had worded that, and then also the way that I had worded some things, that does tell me that it was definitely years ago, maybe 10th or 11th grade. This was before before I knew anything about the 44,000, the rapture. The thing is, I definitely wrote this years and years ago. I do not even remember the dream, but I know for a fact that it was a real dream based off of what I said and how I worded things and everything like that. And I'll go into more detail about more proof about how I know for a fact this is before I learned about anything that's going on in the world right now, before I knew anything. So let me go ahead and get started into this dream. As I stepped through the mysterious door, I ended up in a beautiful place. There was a beach with clear turquoise water. Dolphins were jumping in the distance, and birds flew free in the air. I felt free like I have never before. As I walked into the water, I started to feel different. It was as if my body was made new. I looked down in the water and saw my reflection. I was still me, but different. Completely different. My hair was longer, my skin was clearer, and best of all, I looked happy. I then realized that there was no way I was still on the earth. I was still looking down into the water when I heard a man calling to me. As he ran toward me, I stood still in confusion. Who is he? I asked myself. How does he know my name? When he approached me, he said, "Kiana, come on. It's time for wedding supper of the Lamb." He then grabbed my hand and pulled me along with him to a house. This wasn't just an ordinary house. It was a mansion, bigger than I have ever seen before. It was 5 stories tall, with a water slide going in and out of the house and ending in the outdoor pool. The inside was spectacular. There was a giant chandelier in the middle of the room, and there were 2 main stairways leading to the second floor. Thankfully, there was also a glass elevator. According to the man, I have been living there since the earth got destroyed. I then got confused because he said that like the earth meant nothing to him. Therefore, I started thinking that I had been abducted to a different planet. I did not know what to do. I was scared, actually, so I just continued to do what the man asked. After what seemed to be 10 minutes, I was dressed in an elegant wedding dress. My hair was curly all the way down to my back. Apparently, my face was so flawless, I did not need makeup. The man asked if I were ready. And I did not answer, but literally we were in a different place where there were thousands of people in the blink of an eye. All women were dressed in wedding dresses and men in a tux. I could not take the confusion anymore. So finally I asked this man who he was and where I was. He then proceeded to tell me how on the old earth, the evil people placed a new world order and started killing the saints of God. It then got really bad. All the evil on the earth corrupted the ground. Creatures were freed from hell, tortured people in terrible ways. No one was able to die. They only wished they could. Eventually, God sent a great earthquake followed by a terrible tsunami. After God's cleansing of the earth, he raptured up 144,000 people and took them to the new earth, where I am now. After the man told me that, I then remembered Revelations in the Bible talked about how God's wrath coming on the people. However, I was still confused about one thing. Who was this man? After I thought that, he looked at me and told me he was Tyan, my brother who had died before I was born. Just like that, I jumped out of bed to the sound of my alarm for school. It was all a dream, or was it God showing me my future? Alrighty guys, so I just want to point out a few things to prove that this is definitely before I knew about the 144,000, because first of all, like, I always call it the 144,000, and in this dream I clearly said that he raptured up 144,000 people. I didn't say the 144,000. And I want to point out, like, if you've seen my videos before, you already know I am totally against once saved always saved. And also a couple months back I had a dream about how people will be replaced. In that dream the number was 6. There were 6 people written down, and some of those people got replaced. As long as the number was the same, that was that, but people still got replaced. So if God has shown you that you are 144,000, that does not mean, okay, well, I'm sealed and that means I can do whatever I want. Like, you can still be replaced. And if God has not shown you that you're 144,000, keep on hoping. Personally, I have not had God come straight to me and say I'm 144,000. I've had dreams showing that I had the 144,000 abilities and stuff like that, and I've had other people be told that I'm 144,000. So that's how I know that I am. But I'm just saying, like, if you haven't had God straight up tell you that, or if you didn't even know about like 144,000 abilities, then you wouldn't know that you're 144,000. You just know that you had a dream about having abilities. So you know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. But I just want to point out that that is very, very important. If you've been told that you're 144,000, keep on, stay away from sin, keep your faith in your personal relationship with the Lord, keep your trust and belief in the Lord. Most importantly, keep that personal relationship with the Lord. And then if you have not been told that you're 144,000, definitely pray about it and see if God will show you. And just, keep hoping in God, keep hoping in God, and keep on, praying and worshiping the Lord. Keep that personal relationship with God. That is more important than anything, okay? You can have faith in the Lord and not talk to him. And I'm telling you, I have been in those shoes. I have faith in God like crazy. I had my shield of faith, y'all, but I did not have a helmet of salvation or a breastplate of righteousness. Definitely did not have that. But so I just really want to point that out. You have to have all of your garments, okay, guys? Because we have been shown and we have been told in scripture that people will be raptured and be sent right back down. And I have had those conversations with people about how, well, in order to get salvation, you need this. In order to get salvation, you need to do that. And then some people say, well, you don't have to do anything but believe and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. The helmet of salvation, that's great. And you can be raptured with the helmet of salvation. Cool. But what scripture says, if you don't have the full garment of the things, and that is mentioned in Ephesians, and I will definitely put that up, but if you do not have those things, then you can be sent back down. And I've already talked about how people will be sitting in heaven with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then be sent right back down. And then we also know the parable when Jesus was talking about how they went out to get people for the wedding, and then the father of the wedding went out and was like, hey, who is this person? Why is he not fully dressed? Kick him out and put him where there's a weeping and gnashing of teeth. So I just really, really want to point that out. Okay. If you have faith and you believe in the Lord, you did all of that, you got baptized, it's great, awesome. But just make sure that you have all of the other garments as well. Okay. So I just want to point that out. Yes, you can be raptured and sent right back down. And then, like I said, with the 144,000, and then also to point out the fact that this is what I wrote down, guys. This is what I wrote down from this dream. I know this was a dream from God, but I did say that after God cleansed the earth, that is when he took the people. Now, I do not believe in post-trib, pre-trib, re-trib, or whatever trib. I just believe that Jesus can come back at any time, any moment. That is what I believe in. I believe that if Jesus wants to come back right now and take his people and then put us right back for a little bit, I don't know. All I know is I have faith and I have hope in God, and I'm hoping that he comes back. And that's what we need to do. We need to stop having these arguments about post-trib, pre-trib, during trib, whatever, and just have faith and believe that God is coming back. Okay? All right. God bless you all. Have a nice one.